Welcome to another edition of Let's Talk Ghosts. And today, there is more in the the world of debunking Cody and Satori. But we didn't really mean to do that. We started out watching the newest road trip from Project Fear because we hadn't had a chance to get to it. And it actually seems... I think I'm going to like this one mostly because they are doing haunted houses. And every one of them gets to pick a haunted house that they're going to go and investigate. Well, didn't they, for their very first one, pick the Conjuring House? That was Dakota picked the Conjuring House. Now, I have never seen Dakota, come on screen and do a disclaimer in the beginning of an episode before. But apparently they felt they needed to this time.
And that's going to tell you something right there. When you got to apologize for your content.
So he comes out and says that they filmed this episode before all the controversy started. Before Sam and Colby and before the... Cody and Satori thing all started. They just didn't air it until later. So they filmed it in October. Sam and Colby did theirs in early November, but they released theirs first. Okay. So then he says, we filmed this before, so, take it with a grain of salt, because that's what we've done. Yeah. So he talks about in this disclaimer, I see you, Pickles. He talks about in this disclaimer that about Cody and Satori's abilities. Ooh, their abilities. And then he talks about how Sam and Colby shared raw footage of their investigation with them. And they thought, oh my God, it's just so cool, so interesting. Yeah. Okay. They get to the Conjuring House. And lo and behold, there's Cody and Satori. And they first, walk them all, they're not actually walking through at the beginning. They're sitting there having their historical whatever, where they go into all the tropes. The 7 soldiers in the wall, the crooked neck lady, and then they talk about Bathsheba. And... fair enough that Tanner says, I'm getting my Connors and Tanners mixed up. Tanner says there's no evidence of the story of Bathsheba being true.
Yes.
Thank God. Thank God somebody said it.
And he's the first one to say it.
Yeah. He absolutely is.
And it was good to hear that.
Yes, it was.
Because we've been saying that.
Harping on that for
forever.
Months. Yeah. Yeah, forever that the stories are not true. I don't believe in the soldiers in the walls of the house. Now, they talk about something else later, and we'll get to that, where it's actually Alex, and it was a really brilliant idea. And then this crooked neck lady, I don't know. So, this whole episode, now we watched 2 episodes, part 1 and part 2, and then a conversation. Yeah. Part 1... really was the Cody and Satori show.
Yeah.
It was all of them and their alphabet knocking method. I was never more disgusted than I have been in a long time. Yeah. True to form, they, held hands and did their thing. Actually, he held her wrists.
Yeah.
And they do their thing. There's Pickles on his toes. And sure enough, they've got spirits coming forth that aren't supposed to be there.
Yeah.
They've tagged along somehow. Turns out it's going to be the spirits of the families, mostly the grandparents, of the Project Fear's peoples who have passed on.
Yeah. Which is all common knowledge. You can look it up. And it just drives me fucking insane.
Well, they had Dakota in tears.
And Tanner. And
Connor.
Connor.
Yeah. I mean, they had these guys in tears, bringing up family members, and wow. So they bring up Dakota's dead grandfather. And that was one of the things that really, it upset me because it got to him so much.
Yeah.
Then, before they start the next session, the next burst session, they call them, everybody goes outside except Cody and Satori. They stay inside. Now, they know that there's a camera on them. So, Satori says, I feel like we're traumatizing people. Like, she truly knows what they're doing, I think. Yeah. And she knows the effect it's having on people.
Yeah.
And Cody basically poo-poos her and brushes it aside.
Yeah.
The first time is always hardest on people. Yeah. You lying sack of shit.
Yeah.
So she definitely knows it's wrong. She, has some feelings there. But that doesn't stop them from continuing. Yeah. The guys come back in, guys and girl, come back in, and then it's Connor and Tanner. Connor and Tanner, and they get very tearful and everything as well.
Yeah.
So there was a little bit more that was going to start. We got so fed up with it, we fast forwarded to get it over with. Because, honest to God, I don't want to hear more of the same shit.
Yeah.
We love Project Fear. We've mentioned before how much we enjoy the program. We did not enjoy this.
No.
Because it was the Cody Satori show.
Yeah.
They weren't investigating anything.
Yeah.
They were playing with their hands and doing whatever they do. Yeah. At the very end of this episode, Dakota decides he's going to test them out to see how this works. Yeah. So he goes to another room.
Upstairs.
Upstairs. Yep. And they couldn't make a tap near him. What? They couldn't send the ghosts up to him.
But that makes no sense because it comes from upstairs. It comes from outside, and all of a sudden it can't fucking find them.
Yeah, or can't get out of the vicinity of them. It can't do it without them around.
Yeah.
Really?
So, oh my God. People are so fucking gullible. And that's what it is. If you believe this shit from these two fuckfaces.
Con artists.
No.
Let's be kind. They're con artists.
Yes.
Making money.
Yeah. Taking people's grifting money from people. You deserve it. Because
to be fair, sometimes people are so desperate for wanting to reach their loved one that they'll try anything. They'll do anything. And that's what these folks count on.
I would love to talk to my mom and dad.
Sure.
And the way they come to me in my dreams, and I swear they're right in the room with me, and that's good enough.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So then that part one ends. And we now go to part two. Now I'm thinking, yay, we're getting to the investigation. Yay!
No.
No!
It's the same fucking shit.
So they come back, they're all emotional, they're all wound up now from the Cody and Satori show. And they're still there. They're still there. And they go through a whole bunch of stuff. They go outside, they're still doing all this hand-holding, knocking stuff, asking questions about the family members, and they take some time to go outside where they've got them all wrapped up. They're going out into the woods, this woods where everybody says is so scary.
Yeah.
But they can still doing the knocking stuff.
No.
And then they came in, like this whole thing, that's their investigation. They finally, in the last half hour before they had to, leave, they actually get to investigate without the gruesome twosome. Yeah. So they go upstairs alone and nothing happens. No knocks, no sounds, no EVPs, nothing.
And that's another thing. There was no EVPs.
No, there was nothing.
And with all this activity of ghosts
moving around and answering questions, not one of them tried to speak out loud, apparently. Well, apparently they're speaking to Cody and Satori only through the knocks. And they can hear them or whatever, but nobody else can.
No.
So, So then there's that. of the 2 episodes, I mean, they want you to watch them both. If you have to watch any, watch the second one.
Yeah.
Don't watch the first one. It is horrible.
Yeah.
I was never so disappointed in Project Fear. Yeah. And I am through all of this. Yeah. So after they filmed both of those, then they've been hearing about the controversy, obviously because of the disclaimer.
Yeah.
They decided to sit down with Cody and Satori and interview them.
Same fucking shit.
Same shit, different, yeah.
Different pile, different day.
First off, the first thing I can say is they're not interviewers. They don't know how to conduct a hard-hitted interview, which is what they needed to do.
Yeah.
They said that, basically one of you must have a photographic memory to remember all the things you need to remember when you're doing these things. Well, no. Why would you need a photographic memory? All you need to remember is a few facts, and you go from there.
Yeah.
You know? Oh, well, the ghost isn't telling me anything else. That's all I got.
Yeah.
You know? It doesn't need a photographic. I mean, as I said, earlier, actors remember scripts, big, long scripts. They memorize them.
Yeah.
So you don't need a photographic memory. You just need to have a memory of a few items. I mean, you could even write it on your hand or in your arm or something and look down at it if you really wanted to cheat.
Yeah. But it was the same thing.
They showed an old video of Cody from 11 years previous doing the knocking an alphabet thing when he'd said that they'd never done it before and that he and Satori discovered it together.
Yeah.
And in fact, Satori said it was her idea.
Yeah. She, yes, I'm going to take credit for this, she says, proudly.
Mm-hmm. And I think she believes that, or did believe it.
She's always, obviously, never seen that video before.
I don't think she had. I think she believed, in the beginning at least, that they had something special.
Yeah.
And I believe, this is my opinion, that when they met, he liked her. He wanted to spend more time with her. So he conned her into thinking that this was something that they could do together. Yeah. That's what I think. Because, they were young at the time.
Yeah.
This is 2018.
They're still young.
Well, yeah, but it was 2018. So what? How many? 5-6 years ago? They're young, yeah.
Love is blind.
Yeah, so is lust, yeah. Mm-hmm. So who knows what it was, but I think he liked her and he was just roping her in, knowing who her father was, because he was a member of TAPS at the time when they met. So that was all good and fine. Then we decided to watch our 2 favorite debunkers to see what they had to say about all of this, because this is all still coming out. Yeah. All of this is coming out.
Yeah.
So Mythos says that Project Fear basically debunked it all in the last, few minutes of the first episode when Dakota went upstairs.
Yeah.
He said that every time that they're trying to ask questions, they would be getting excuses, and the goalposts kept getting moved. Like, I don't know how far our energy vicinity goes.
Yeah.
Well, like you said just a few minutes ago, the ghosts were able to they call them into the room, so obviously they're able to, the vicinity is the whole house, but now suddenly...
Upstairs, you can hear them upstairs.
Yeah, I can hear them all over the place.
But when Dakota was up there,
we couldn't send the ghost to you, sorry. Really? You're the only one that can send a ghost around? I'm pretty sure the ghosts can move around at will. It's not just you.
Yeah.
So, he said it's a vicinity that didn't exist 5 minutes before, but now suddenly there's these new goalposts that these poor ghosts can't move around.
Yeah.
So that one was good. There was just a couple of minutes, that quick video, and we're not even going to reference it, I don't think, at the bottom of this. The biggest one, Beardo. Man, he was mad.
Oh, yeah.
First of all, he admits he does not like the Project Fear people, mostly Dakota, because he thinks he's just like Zach Bagans.
Well, in a lot of ways, he
learned from him.
Yeah.
He learned what he knows.
He's a teacher,
Yeah, he learned from him. So, that's interesting. And he said in the beginning of that interview, Dakota's talking about this conspiracy theory. And that he was really, really pissed about, for lack of a better term. He said it isn't a conspiracy theory. It was debunked, years and years, 100 years ago, because it's about the Fox sisters and their joints and everything, and how they did it in that whole spiritualism movement 100 years ago.
Harry Houdini.
Yeah, that whole era.
Yeah.
And and he said they've just discovered new people to scam and a slightly different way to do it.
Yeah.
So he also said that really this conversation video, it was really just another way to promote their own videos of the Conjuring House, because there's been so many of them lately.
Yeah.
And I believe that. I mean, they're showing clips from it and referring to it. And I mean, I get that there's promo that you have to do. But if you're trying to do a serious debunk or a serious interview about something that you think needs debunking, first of all, you don't call the people that are questioning it haters.
Yeah.
Haters and skeptics.
Yeah. No, that's a wrong term.
There's a wrong term. They are debunkers. I truly think we need those people, because what is happening is really, it's offensive to people who are true paranormal, investigators, paranormal believers, people with experiences with the paranormal. And now you've got these fucking pardon my French, grifters coming in and
rubbing off on her.
You're rubbing off on me. But coming in and scamming people.
Yeah.
And they have the gall to say they don't get paid to do it. They don't do it for money. Oh. Well, sure they do. They're not there working at the Conjuring House for frickin' free.
Yeah.
And not only that, Beardo says they have a website where people can send money to book appointments and whatever.
Yeah.
So they're making money. And now, thanks to the Sam and Colby video, they've been exposed to 100,000 more people that weren't before. And now they're even more popular than ever.
Yeah. It's maddening. Like, I said it before, sorry to Jason Hawes, but, it's your daughter, but she's full of shit. I'm sorry.
Yeah, she's sucked in.
She got sucked into him.
And now she's stuck in it.
And now she's stuck in it. And
Jason's never going to admit that his daughter's a fake.
Yeah.
He might know, and I'm sure he does know it at the back of his brain. He's not going to admit it in public.
Yeah.
Anyway, Beardo got really fired up. I can't imagine why. But he says when Cody is saying that that they've learned this alphabet thing together and it was brand new, and he says, "You're talking out of your ass, you liar. You did the alphabet thing 11 years ago."
Yeah.
And then they showed the clip.
And his face dropped.
You could see that. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if she had seen that clip before.
I don't think so.
Yeah. But it was clearly Cody when he was younger.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And some older fella saying, "Hey, you should do that alphabet thing that you did the last time." So he's done it before.
Yeah.
And then he tried to find a way to explain it away. Oh, well, we're just, we're experimenting with things. And okay, but you've done it before.
Yeah.
There you go. It's not new.
It's not new. It's not, you can say it's new and improved, but it's not improved.
It's not new. And it's not that you just learned it with Satori. Like I said, I really think that he just was... He liked her. He wanted to have a reason to spend time with her, and he figured something out. Yeah. He's just a scam artist. Yeah. Now, there's a lot of people talking about the popping of joints or whatever, that it's a possibility that could be it. One of the things that they brought up was he had a company, or tried to make a company years ago, called DES, Des Tech, where they were trying to make some equipment.
Yeah.
And they laughed that one away. And like Beardo says, this one they're laughing away. because they know it's a bunch of crap. Yeah. It's a bunch of crap, it's whatever. He said that they only did a few things early on. He and Dustin Perry, who was also from TAPS, made a few things, but they just couldn't get it to work the way they wanted to do. So they kind of basically abandoned it. But that doesn't mean he doesn't. I mean, they showed pictures and images of him, soldering stuff and whatever. Maybe he did create something that's in his shoe. Yeah. Maybe it isn't joints popping. Maybe it's just a toe clicker and he just presses on it. Yeah. And it's underneath the pad of his foot or something.
Yeah. Or the lining of the shoe.
Yeah. Yeah, and he just presses on it. Yeah. Now, they're talking about the joints popping and Satori's laughing. She goes, "Oh, no, he had cancer, he can't pop his joints out. If they had popped his joints out, he'd never get them back in." She said this a couple of times. Yeah. And I'm a medical person. I don't know what cancer would affect your joints like that. Like years later once you're cured. I could think maybe bone, but that's really not your joints. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not going to dispute that he had cancer.
Oh, yeah, but
I wouldn't be surprised, if he did. It's something that you don't want to try to call somebody out on. I don't want to, just like Beardo says, I don't want to ask for medical records to prove it. Like, no. Yeah. But I also don't know what cancer, what it could be. That the treatments affected your joints. Yeah. One thing that Beardo did say that was interesting, and he said that if you do this ligament popping thing enough, that it affects all your muscles and stuff up your leg, if it's your toes. And he said even a small minor movement like that years later can affect like a joint. Like Cody said he had to have a hip replacement a while back, and he's going to need another one on the other side pretty soon. Now, he said it was because of the cancer treatment. I'm thinking radiation. So he probably had radiation, but where? The only thing I could think of is maybe he had leukemia and he had his whole body irradiated, because what you do with leukemia is you irradiate the entire body, kill off all the white blood cells, and then you, after a certain period of time, you're in reverse isolation. Nobody can go in because you're now can catch anything. Any minor bug can kill you. So after a short period of time, then they inject you with a donor leukocytes, white blood cells, which then rebuild your blood system you cured of your cancer. That's how it works. But just because you've irradiated your entire body doesn't make your joints weaker.
Yeah,
because joints are muscles and ligaments.
Like Beardo said, you can click your big toe, and it's not going to affect your hips.
Well, he said eventually it could.
No,
because
it can't.
Up. But that's what he said. Eventually it could.
No.
But anyway, and I don't see how that could happen anyway, because that's way down there, and your hip is a different muscle up here, and I don't know. But I don't know.
You're clicking the ligament. You're not clicking bone.
No, I'm not saying you're clicking bone. But the joint up here is not bone. It is, any joint is muscle, ligament, cartilage. Yeah. There's no bone there. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know.
Not attached.
So it turns out, let's see. Yeah, he was really pissed at them because he said that Project Fear made it look like they were asking hard questions. They really didn't get to asking hard questions till almost the end. Yeah. They were just leading the conversation and making it all very copacetic and nicey nice. Yeah. And that's true.
And Project Fear case, you can't ask somebody to do an interview and attack them.
True. Unless you're actually an investigative reporter asking, some criminal questions. Yeah. And that's why I said these guys are not.
Strip your fucking sock off and click your fucking toes.
Yeah, then like you said, if they had done that right there on the spot, here, look here.
It would have been over.
Towards the end of the conversation, really, that was what Dakota was pushing for was, can we see you do this method? They start calling it the CAS method. CAS, Cody and Satori method. Yeah. Anyway, can we see you do this? If you take your shoes and socks off, can we see you do this? Can we, arrange this in the future sometime that we can do this? And basically the answer was no. Oh, no, I don't want my feet on the internet. Ooh, no. Yeah, sure.
She said a couple of times, what happens if we we prove that we're telling the truth? What is the world going to come to?
Yes.
It'll make it stop.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh, we'll change people's perspective of, oh my God, so many things. Yeah.
No.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. For the people that pay attention to what you're talking about. So what? Turns out that Beardo gets so wound up about this, just kind of like we do, but he got so wound up about it because he had a best friend who committed suicide 5 years ago. And he's been trying to find ways to communicate with him ever since, which is very sad. He said that he had spoken to him just 8 hours before, and the guy never let on that he was going to kill himself. And that's not unusual for people that are serious about suicide.
Yeah, because they don't say anything to anyone.
So if anybody's listening to this and you have suicidal thoughts, please contact the Suicide Helpline. We will link that below.
Yes.
You need someone to talk to. Yeah. Anyway, so Beardo, very, very upset. He said if he knew that this was a real deal, that they could really do this, he would be happy to share their information far and wide. He would want to talk to his friend.
Yeah.
But they're scam artists.
Yeah.
We know this. They know this.
Yeah.
And I just don't want anybody else to fall for it.
Yeah.
That's why they're at the Conjuring House doing the thing. I'm sure that they get a portion of that $2,400 a night fee.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
If we were to go there to investigate, because we want to, investigate, go away. Give me the tour.
Stay in the
camera room. The camera room.
Just let us.
Yeah. Give us the quick tour of the place so we know. Don't tell us any of your crap. Go away.
I don't want to hear.
You want to investigate. And that was the thing about this whole Project Fear thing. They didn't investigate. Not a damn thing. They had that, like I said, the Cody and Satori show. That's all it was.
Yeah.
And there's more to investigating than a quick, than a question and answer period where people are tapping their toes and saying the alphabet. Where was the investigation? I'm so disappointed.
Yeah.
You know what? I said, you could watch the second one and bypass the first one. Forget it. Don't watch either of these. Because it's pointless.
Yeah.
There's no investigating.
There's nothing to
Watch the next one, which is, I believe, the Hinsdale House. We haven't watched it yet. We're going to watch it soon. But watch that one. Yeah. Bypass those first couple because they're shit. There's no investigation. It's pointless.
No investigation. And, I think it's like that one guy who has the homes.
Yeah. Yeah, those.
He talks to you
into. Through it, yes. Yes.
And, just be quiet. I don't want to hear.
Yeah. Yeah, It was disappointing. It was very disappointing. And then, of course, they get into the questions where they're bringing up the dead family members and, oh my God, no. Just no.
No.
So, the story continues to unfold.
Yeah.
we will continue to bring it to you. Hopefully we'll have something different next week for you, because I'm getting a little tired of all of this.
Yeah.
But I think it's important to showcase.
Yes. Showcase and follow up.
I just don't like the grifting.
I
don't like the grifting.
I don't like it. Because, these people, we invest our time and feelings into these young people, and to see them break down and cry, it's kind of hard on the heart.
Because I don't think, even if they have questions now, at the time, they didn't know they were faking it.
No.
And it was hard on them. It was very sad to see.
Yeah.
But, I don't believe Chelsea is buying it either. I don't think she was buying it from the get-go. Her and Alex
were...
kind of skeptical. Yeah. But...
And I was too, right from the get-go.
Well, we've been questioning those two for months now. Yeah. Anyway, that is our episode for today.
Sorry for rambling.
But we needed to get it off our chest.
Yeah.
Oh
my God.
Have a great afternoon, evening, morning, day, wherever you are in this big wide world.
Happy hunting.
Happy haunting. Bye now.